Hopefully that's a good spot. Okay. Hey guys, what's up? So tonight was the final episode of American Horror Story Apocalypse. And I have to say, I was I was glad I was wrong about. I don't know if some of you have seen my last video talking about last week's episode of Fire and Region and what were my expectations for the this last episode. I was wrong about being worried that they were gonna try to fit in so much into like an less than an hour episode. Um, like I thought they still had so much to talk about and so much more to explain. But apparently they seem to like make it work. I was there sitting down, making sure like okay, all right. So far that seems that makes sense or okay, you explained that part. I was pretending like I had no expectations. I was just watching it like going along with the flow, like where the story's gonna take me, how is it gonna end, and how are they gonna pinpoint some of the important stuff that leads to this main point where we left off in episode three, I believe, in Apocalypse. So it seemed to me it was okay. There were some parts where I felt like, uh, it did feel a little cramped up and rushed, but at the same time, I mostly enjoyed it. Um, I pretty much enjoyed it. I thought, it was a pretty good final episode because there were some good moments. There was a nice surprise. And towards the end I was just like, I was happy. And then no, actually the ending, the main ending was just like really I felt like but we'll get to that later. So in this video I'm gonna play the video over here. I'm sorry I cannot show you the clips because I do not own the copyright to it. I'm gonna be watching right here so I can get some memory of like what I'm gonna talk about. I even wrote some notes here of what I'm gonna talk about, and yeah. So let's just get right to it. I will say this really quick. I still think season three is still my by far my favorite season from the American Horror Story. Then comes this one, Apocalypse, because of the Coven Witches, and then the crossover with Murder House. I give it credit, like it was still like a pretty good story, even though I felt like the first two episodes were just like a waste. Um, to me, I mean, I don't know. To me, I felt like they were unnecessary. That they could have done something else with the story. They could have added more information or something. They could have just done something else. I thought it was just a waste of two episodes. But I guess we got the chance to get to know how Michael was or whatever. But um, that's just my opinion. But then towards the middle, since episode three, from there on to now, I thought it was good. In the middle, it was good, but then towards the end, it was like kind of dying down, and then the final one was like and then it just kept me like okay. So yeah, Apocalypse will be like my second favorite, and then it will be Murder House, and then Asylum, and Roanoke. For me, that's it. Roanoke will be the last one. The others, whatever. But yeah, let's just go ahead and get right to it. So yeah. So in the beginning of the episode, we have what's her name, the lady in purple, um, working in her office, and then of course Myrtle Snow comes in, and then she goes in to do her mission, and that's to make sure that those two geeks that Evan Peters is playing. Oh, what's his name? Hold on. What was she talking about? Let me just pick up the phone. Mr. Mutt and Mr. Jeff. Those two characters, the guys with the weird hairstyles. She tells them like I need to go see them because she needs to make sure that I need you guys to give tickets out to these friends of mine who will need to go to California because I need to, they have a plan. They need to make sure like everything goes to plan. So when they have to go back to Michael and they go bring back the memories of the other witches, they'll be ready. It's all according to plan. But I did like, you see, this is one of the favorites, one of the things I love about Myrtle Snow. She's just so amazing. I love her character, and I love that line that she says. This part. I don't respond to flattery, nor can you recognize sarcasm. I'm just like, oh my god, Myrtle Snow, you're just like you're so badass to me. That's why she's my main favorite. I love her so much, and I'm glad that she has a lot of screen time in this season. I love the actress, by the way. I think she's a terrific actress. I said that before in the other videos. So yeah, let's just skip ahead. We already seen about that. Yeah, she's on a mission to talk to those boys to make sure like everything goes according to plan. So I like that part. I like the beginning because she had a moment to her to shine, and then we get back to the witches, the girls. Uh, they're already talking about. They do now explain of how they cast that spell, the identification spell or something. I don't know. I don't remember what it was called, but where um, what's her name, Mallory and the other girl, they're gonna have their identity, I guess, taken away, and they're gonna have some different memory that they're different people in order to hide them from Michael. Um, but later on, they'll go and find them, like they will in episode 3. That part, though, this part right here, what's her name? The girl that could sense how much sugar is into this food or whatever. Um, that part when she's like, "Oh, can we bring my family into this district?" Um, but Cordelia's telling her that I know it's just too risky. If you bring your family, Michael's gonna know who you are and everything. So it is kind of sad that I thought that part was kind of sad because she wanted to bring her family, her loved ones, but she couldn't. Yeah, this part did get sad because it was a moment where they know they were gonna have to say goodbye for now and hope that things go according to plan. Um, and what else? Yeah, it was just like a little sad moment. Just they're saying goodbyes or whatever, hoping that things will go according to plan. Blah blah blah. So yeah. Um, and I like that um, Mallory and the other girl who are gonna go to Los Angeles, have different lives, have different identities of who they are. They're saying like, how could I, treat you bad? Because even Cordelia said you are gonna treat her, Mallory, bad, so she could hide her power. Um, I don't know, just to hide her from Michael and all that good stuff. I don't know. It's like, okay, guess they explained that why she's being such a bitch. And she even tells Mallory, like, please, like, don't believe anything that I tell you that comes out of my mouth. And she's like, I know, because it's not really you. Like, that's what Mallory says. Like, I know it's not going to be true because it's not really you, but, you know, I'm going to do my part to protect you, to make sure no harm comes to you. So I thought, like, oh, they're best friends and everything, so that's cool. So yeah, that's cute. Blah, 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 whatever. So Cordelia performs her spell, and it works, and then it takes off to where they're in Los Angeles. They're on their way to go get what's her face? Oh, I forget her name. I'm sorry, guys, but the girl who treats Mallory like shit, her best friend. They go to that hair salon thing, but the person that drives them there is Madison, and then that's when she sees when she's driving, and then she looks to the side. There's that logo on the bus that shows them where that voodoo witch was. Uh, what's her name? Stop it. Sorry, guys, just 1 second. I thought that was funny. I like what Madison was wearing, by the way. I like the shades and everything. Diana. Okay, that's her name. Diana, the voodoo witch that betrays the coven, that led Michael into the the coven house, that betrayed them and everything. And then that's when she's like, "Oh, okay, I see who betrayed us." And that does explain, how did they find out that Diana betrayed them? She figured out like, oh, she has a hit show. How could she have a hit show, unless she sold her soul to the devil? And it was funny because right here, yeah, the ad. I'm sorry. Yeah, to the outpost, not the district. I love that. She was like, Madison, you get the gasoline, and I was like, oh shit, Myrtle Snow's already gonna kick some ass. But then Cordelia says, no, we have to stick to the plan, and blah blah blah. And of course, after the commercials, we get back to where Mallory and Michael are talking. And Michael kind of knows that there's something in her, and she talks about like how there's something inside her that wants to break free, I guess, which is the real Mallory or the witch, her powers. And then Michael gets all like, "What the hell? What are you?" And then the part where we see Madison, Cordelia, and Myrtle Snow coming out from the ground. In the last video I thought they were, because in the preview I thought like, oh shoot, Michael's gonna raise the undead, to bring forth the apocalypse or something. But no, it's really them. I guess they were underneath all that pile of ash and everything and rust and God knows what. So they were finally getting out, and they knew like, yeah, it was time for them to get to. I love it. And then it takes us back to in episode 3, like that's when they come in. And I love the theme song that they put for the Coven. That's always been my favorite theme song from the American Horror Story series. Like it's creepy, but like so relaxing to hear and just so cool. And that part, I was already getting like goosebumps. Like, oh, okay, yeah, this is it. This is where they're gonna go find their friends, resurrect them, and then just be ready for the fight. In the last video, I did expect this. I expected, a fight to happen, but I wasn't too sure because it's American Horror Story. I mean, they have that potential to have like really cool fight scenes because like they have some cool effects when the other witch uses her power to throw the other witch against the wall or something. Still cool stuff like that. They have that potential to make it into like a cool fight scene, but it's a show. It's not like an action-packed, TV show like Marvel or whatever, or The Walking Dead. So it's like, don't expect too much. I told myself. So yeah, that didn't happen. And I did say in the other video that I felt like Diana, the voodoo witch that betrayed them, was gonna take Michael's side because she's like, I'm staying out of this. I'm just here to watch. Cordelia and the other witches are ready to fight against Michael. And yeah, like I thought, like, okay, I expect to see a cool fight between Cordelia and the voodoo witch because I want to see her pay for what she's done. Um, so yeah, blah blah blah. Let's just get to the main exciting part. Sorry you can't hear you guys. I'm just trying to keep it as low as possible because I don't want to get in trouble. Last time I uploaded something on YouTube, they flagged me for copyright, so I was like, shit, So I was like, all right, I did my best to not show anything and trying to keep it down. Yeah, whatever. Just get to the part already. All right, so this is when Diana's all like, Cordelia, you raised me from the dead, so you think you could, so you could have the power of the voodoo witch on your side. But you don't know me that well. I choose the one who's gonna win. I choose the winning side, and of course it was Michael, and of course she's loyal to him because his dad gave her a TV show, so whatever. But this part, that part, oh god, I wish I would have recorded my reaction because when hold on. When the original voodoo queen comes in, when I just hear her voice, like she needed the power of the she needed the help of a powerful voodoo queen. I was just like, oh my god! And when I see her walking in all badass and with that badass dress that she's wearing with still the dreadlocks and everything, I was just like, oh my god, that's awesome! I was just like, I swear to God, let me see if I could just react to that. I was just like, oh, fuck, yes, yes, oh my god. And I was like, okay, in this moment, there has to be like a cool, badass fight between Marie Laveau against Diana. Like two voodoo witches against each other, so just like, oh my god, that's gonna be amazing. So I was just like psyching out. I was just so excited. I'm so glad that she came back. And I love when she's all like, she needed the help of a powerful voodoo queen, and that ain't you, sis. And then we have a flashback of when she was in hell, and she was still torturing that racist lady, that, what's her face? Uh, Kathy Bates is playing again. I thought that was cool. And then we see, what's her name? So Cordelia made a deal with Papa Legma that right here. Let me just rewind this. So that part was just like, damn, okay, that's cool. That was a nice surprise and like a very like exciting moment to see Angela Bassett reprise her role as Marine Laveau. So I was just like, damn, okay, because I love that actress too. By the way, I thought she and Jessica Lange stole the show every time I saw them in Coven. Because them two together, I mean, they're very talented actresses, and seeing her, I think she's very talented. I've seen her in other movies, I've seen her in the TV shows, and I think she's just terrific. She's a very beautiful woman for her age. I know she's not, she's like 40, maybe 50 years old, but she still looks pretty damn good, and she's kicking it. She's rocking it. So then it's just like, oh, what did she say? Marie, like, you're a fool, Marie Laveau. You wouldn't done any different than what I did. It's like, oh really? So in that part, Marie Laveau like just teleports behind her and just like, slices her with a machete or something. So I was just like, oh okay, well that's it. But I was like, all right, cool. We got payback now. Taking out the trash. I love when she says that. Give my regards to Papa Ligma. So yeah, let's just talk about that. I think that part was the most exciting part for me because I was just like, hell yes. When she came out, that was like a very nice surprise. I don't know about you guys if you were surprised too. I'm sure you were. I don't know. I had to see a lot of people's reactions of how they reacted to that because I'm sure they were just like, what? Because that was like just a beautiful moment. Very beautiful. So yeah. So after that, we see that Michael is already gonna have his mom shoot the witches again, but Cordelia cast a spell that was just gonna make her like go crazy and explode. And that scene when Michael just looks at her like, mom, or I don't know what her name was, and he's like, what the hell's going on with you? And then when she blows up, that scene right there, hold on, that scene right there was just amazing. Let me see. I wonder if I could just show this to you guys really quick. Hold on right there. I don't care. Just this part right here. That part right there, that scene when she blows up and Michael falls on his back was, I thought it was cool. That was like a cool shot right there. I loved seeing her explode and Michael get like right there where the impact just happened, like in his face, and falls back. I was just like, damn, hell yes. So that's when things were getting exciting. And he looks to her, he's like, he fell on his back, and to his side he sees her head, and she's just like, whatever, already dying. So whatever. And then Madison gets his mom's gun, her arm gun, and she shoots him. Yeah, and it's like, she had a cool moment there, like, all right, cool, whatever, Madison. Um, And I was like, why was Myrtle Snow getting up? I thought like they were gonna help him or something, but no, she just got a piece of his hair because they needed something where Mallory could travel back in time and get to his time. And the moment when they knew, like, okay, we don't have that much time because he's gonna get back up. Because even I was thinking, like, is that it? No, no, no. Like, I'm sure I was like, I'm sure he can't die that easily. So yeah, they were already on their way to go do what they had to do. And I like this part. I like this part where Madison was just like, that part where Madison tells her friends, like, I'm gonna stay here, distract them, do the best I can while you guys do your thing. That she knew, like, okay, I'm gonna take it. She knew, like, I probably won't make it, but I'm willing to take her sacrifice. I think at that moment, I wish we would have had more to see about Madison when she would, change from how she was being such a bitch. Because y'all know I hated her from the Coven. I don't know. A lot of you guys like her, but I didn't. I just don't like bitches like that. Characters like that. Even though I do like the actress, I think she does a really good job playing uh, such a bitchy character. But I wish that they could challenge her to play something different because I felt like in Screen Queens she played no different. She played still such a she plays like such bitchy roles where I feel like give her something else to play. I mean, you gave the other actors and actresses in the American Horror Story different roles to play in each season. Give her something. I know in Freak Show she tried to play like a nice girl, but I was like, no, I wasn't taking it. They should have given her something else. I don't know, something that would have made it work. But yeah, so they were on their way, but in that moment, I felt like, cool. She's willing. She's going to take a sacrifice for her friends, and it's cool to see how she became, how she's changed from how she was before to how she is now. I think that moment does show even though we haven't seen her, I wish we could show more, but like that she's become a better person. And so yeah, they go rushing up upstairs, and then that shocking part happened where Mallory gets stabbed by that asshole, the infected asshole. And I was just like, shit, things. Oh, I thought that things were gonna get bad. But I was like, no, 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 Cordelia could just resurrect her. I don't know what Myrtle Snow said in that part, but I mean, I knew that was like one of the cool parts for Myrtle Snow. Um, After the guy says like, he was getting revenge or whatever, and I serve it cold. But then when Myrtle Snow's like, "Well, I like it hot," yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't know what she says. It just looks like she's like like a dog or something. But I like that part because she burns him to hell. So I was just like, yeah, you go, Myrtle Snow. She's just amazing, that actress. So he burns in there, and then that sucks. So when he falls from the second floor all the way down, Madison turns around and is just like, what, you know, try to turn around, and then you see that, oh shit, Michael was already like getting all his blood back into his body, which was kind of cool, like that effect. And then yeah, she was in trouble. I like when she said that part. Um, she knew she was already gonna like die, and then that part where she's like, "Shit, I guess it's back to retail. Like it's back to hell for her," because she already knew she was gonna die. But her death was horrible. I was like, "Damn, that sucks." You see something like that, I wish Queenie and Zoe would have had something like that where they had a moment to like fight Michael to the death, just like Madison did here. I wish they could have a little bit, just a little bit more of a fight before he just easy like just blew up her head, just like crushed, closed his fist and then just blew up her head. That was a brutal death. I was just like, ouch, that sucks. And it sucks for her because now Madison is probably back in hell. So, but she knew what she was doing, and I felt like her character is like, I'm doing this for my friends, so you know, she died for her friends. So I thought like that was a cool death, brutal but cool death, for her. So Michael's already going upstairs, and Cordelia's just trying to like keep Mallory alive. So I was just like shit, and it wasn't working. So I was like fuck. So I guess because she already brought her back from the dead, so it's like not working. Okay, so this is my little um excuse me, this is my little flaw about that bugs me a little bit about this part. So now it's like Marie Laveau's turn to distract Michael. So while Cordelia and Myrtle Snow carry Mallory into the to another room where they could cast a spell where she could go back in time and stop Michael from from doing all these actions that led to this, the apocalypse. Um, I thought it was kind of dumb that they bring her back, Marie Laveau, and he kills her. I thought like, okay, they're gonna bring her back, at least keep her alive, because she did her purpose. Like, yeah, in exchange, I'll live if I give him Diana, this other voodoo witch, because she's dark. She's become, evil to the point where he'd rather have her instead of me. So she'll take my place. So she comes back for that, right? And she comes. I felt like she had a chance to come back, redeem herself, and kick ass. She did, but not that much that I hoped to, because I felt like her little voodoo thing to cast a barrier where Michael can't pass through. He still manages to pass through and tears out her heart. I was just like, well, that sucks. She's already dead. So I was like, what was the point? She was just there for that short amount of time, and that's it. I believe, and I really wanted her to stick around a little bit more. I didn't want her to die actually. I thought like she was one of those cool characters, but I guess why not kill her off? And I'll get back to Marie Laveau later on after this, later on in the topic. So yeah, they were still struggling trying to keep Mallory alive because she's dying. So I was just like, damn, this sucks. So it kind of makes you feel like, okay, this is getting intense. I don't think it's gonna be able to work. And that moment when she was already dying, Mallory, I thought like, well, shit, she's not gonna be able to go back in time. And then Myrtle Snow's like, at this point, my dear, we're like fucked. Like that's it. We got nothing else to do. We have no backup. Well, what else can we do? And the moment when Cordelia said, I love you, I did not expect her to do what she does. I thought she's like, I love you. That she was going to try to fight off Michael the best she could as possible. But instead, she ended up like, which was smart. I don't know why I didn't think about it. I'm sure a lot of you probably thought you knew what she was going to do the moment she said, I love you, Snow. Was It was her moment saying goodbye. Not only goodbye, like, we're going to fight to the end, but I'm going to sacrifice myself in order to save Mallory and the rest of the world. And I thought that was cool. Um, and I thought that was cool what she was telling Michael. But that part where he's like, when she tells him, like, you're not even like a man, you can't even have all these nuclear bombs or whatever destroy me. And he's all like, oh, I never intended to destroy you. No, I hoped that you would survive. I thought that was bullshit. I was like, wait. Let's rewind back a little bit. You were first surprised, like, I thought I killed them all. I thought I killed everybody. It's like, but now you're saying, like, oh, I didn't expect to kill you. Like, whatever. Now, like, you're saying this. I thought that was kind of dumb. So it's like, but he said it anyway, so whatever. That he wanted her to survive so he could have the honor of killing her. So just like, well, whatever. I think Sarah Paulson is just amazing. She's just a terrific actress. So many wonderful actresses in this show. Yeah, like you wanted to kill me, but you won't find it satisfying about how I'm gonna die. I I just gotta rewind this part. I love what she says here. And I'm just like, oh, I thought he made her stab herself, but no, she stabbed herself because he has that look on his face, like, what the fuck? Like, I wanted to kill you. What the hell? Oh my god, that part. Let me rewind that part a little bit. Motherfucker. So yeah, when she stabs herself, oh, Myrtle Snow has that actress has like the most epic yell, Cordelia. Oh, that moment I was like, oh man, Myrtle, because Myrtle Snow, like, she sees Cordelia as her daughter, of course, like remember from the coven, and Cordelia would see Myrtle Snow as her mother. So Myrtle Snow, seeing Cordelia take her own life in order to save the world and Mallory, uh, she was heartbroken in that moment. You could hear from her voice like Cordelia, like no, that's my daughter. So I love her yell. She has she yet again she has like another epic yell at the end, just like she did in season 3 when they killed her. So she had another epic yell. And okay, this is another iffy part. The moment where Cordelia stabs herself, and she though like steps back. You know, she's smiling at Michael and they're like, "Fuck you! You can't kill me now." You're like, "I killed myself, and now you know you're fucked because now I saved the Mallory." She steps back and falls down, and I didn't like the way that was shot. I wish she could have just fallen back, you know, all gracefully in slow motion, and in that same moment, um, that was a cool shot too. And she, you know, that what's her name? Mallory says that spell, and then Michael runs up to Cordelia, like, no, like, damn it. And we see her like falling back towards like the floor, the first floor, you know, all gracefully because this is the moment where Cordelia, you know, did a heroic thing. She sacrificed herself, and just I just think a shot of her falling back, not just like seeing her like fall down so easily from a shot from behind. You just see her fall back, fall down. I think a shot in the front of her, like her seeing her falling back, smiling, and then closing her eyes, accepting, you know, death because she knows like I did my part. Now that it's the you know the rest take its course, and then just hit the floor, and then that's it. You know, in slow motion, that would have been so beautiful. Like seeing a moment where a hero falls and dies. You know, that would have been a cool shot. But instead, you just see her like already in the floor and everything. And seeing her eyes open, like I don't know, I just would have had her like to the side, like have her head to the side, you know, and we see the blood coming out of her or whatever. I just think like you know Cordelia is such a wonderful character. I think a shot like that would have been like perfect, seeing her fall backwards. So yeah, so Mallory goes back in time, and we get to the point where, what's her name, Jessica Lange returns as Constance, and it's the point. It's the part where she was even telling this story to Madison and the other guy, of like you know when she found Michael that he killed the priest, and you know the way she said it was different, but in this one, now I don't know. This is what I was thinking. When I was seeing this happening, I was like, okay, this is completely different than what Constance told Madison, like in her story. This is something totally different. You know, all that scene, I'm not gonna go through it, but I'm glad that she came back for that role, for that final episode. But I took it like this. Okay, I should have thought this. You know, Constance in season 1, when she would say her story, that I'm sure a lot of you remember, when she would say her stories to the police officer or to other people, she would change it to make it seem, you know, like this is what happened, you know, it would all make sense in her way. But then seeing this, I was like, it's totally different. I thought like, oh, maybe this is what really happened. That she tells him like, you know, no, you're not my grandson, you know, whatever. You may have his eyes and I might hear your voice coming out of that throat of yours, but you're not him. You're like the devil, you know. She's like, I know you're not him. You're just a murderer. This is who you are. And I want you out of my house. Get out. Whatever. And he tries to kill her. I thought, okay, this is what really happened. You know, the story that she was telling to Madison, that was just like her little, you know, this is the good side of it. But no, I'm thinking this is how it really happened. But I thought, well, maybe this is an alternative version of like since uh, Mallory went back in time, maybe it's now happening in a different way. But no. I'm thinking like I'm sticking to like no, this is what really happened. I'm sure the story that Constance said was just her good side of the story because you know how there's always two sides of the story. She tried to make her sound like oh you know I saw him and I just like she didn't do any of this that happened. She didn't yell at him or whatever. She just told him to get out, whatever. So I'm thinking like this is what really happened. I'm sticking to that. Um, Now, this is another iffy part I felt about this final episode. This is going to be about Michael. In other episodes, as we get to know who Michael is, and his struggle and everything, even Cordelia knew that he was struggling to become, this good person, but at the same time, he's also a killer. He's also just pure evil. And he has that struggle. I think in the last video I even said, like, if they kill him in this final episode, so be it. But at the same time, I was also hoping, would they have a chance to save him? Would they figure out a way, like, you have a chance that they could turn him into a good person, that he could, be evil, but try to control it. Why don't you try being good? They were going to help him out or something like that. Or I thought Mallory, I always thought like Mallory was going to be the light to, for him, like she'll touch him or something where it's going to like vanish all the darkness away from him, all the evilness. And he was just going to be like, this good person. But that didn't happen, of course. What happened is like, he walks out of the house and he's walking down the street, he's about to like leave. But then this random ass moment where he doesn't. I mean, you even see the shot where you're seeing the street, of where he's walking, and then all of a sudden he gets ran over, and I do hate that moment. I'm sorry, because it was just so random. I would understand if like a poof or a magic thing happened in the background where it just magically teleports, it magically appears and hits them, but it doesn't. It just like so randomly hits them, where I felt like that was just to make you like, oh shit, like what the fuck, make you jump. I mean, it kind of make me jump, but at the same time, just like, what the fuck, that's random. Like, I didn't even see that car coming when the camera was shot, when in the angle where you could see the street, and there was no cars in that area. But then it just pops out of nowhere and hits him, and I'm just like, oh, please. And I was like, this kind of brings me back to season one, where what's her face, Constance's daughter gets ran over by some asshole, and she gets killed in the street. So I was just like, okay, I'm getting a flashback. Like, this is the same thing that's happening in this one. So he gets ran over by Mallory. I was like, oh, okay. I thought for a second I thought it was gonna be that. Oh, we're gonna see the one who ran over uh, Constance's daughter in season one, but no, it was Mallory. Would it be weird if it was Mallory in the first season that ran over that girl? That would have been horrible. So yeah, she ran him over, and I was like, damn. I thought he was gonna still be alive, and I thought she was gonna get out of the car and be like, shit, go talk to him, and just watch him die or something. But then like they're gonna talk, but then she was gonna like feel bad for him, but then like try to figure out a way to like ease his pain and then make the darkness go. Because I thought like, she's a very powerful witch. I would think she would be powerful enough to be able to do something like that for Michael. Because we've all seen him struggle. He was like, I know I'm the son of Satan, but no one gave me an instruction manual of like how to bring an end to the world. And it sucks like that it would have been interesting to see like what, yeah, maybe my father's son, but what if I don't want to fulfill his prophecy? Like what if I don't want to do like what I was prophesied to do, what I'm supposed to do? That would give an example of like a reason like why he's struggling so much to be a good kid, but he's just evil because he has that part of his father inside of him. And then when he's like crying to Constance, to his grandmother, like, no, forgive me, like I'm so sorry, I'll try to change, like I can't help, I can't help it, this is who I am, like I really want to change, he's crying, but she's like, no, no, get out. It just made me feel just more sorry for him. And I was hoping like, maybe there's hope for him, but apparently they just didn't. They didn't give a fuck about him. Mallory just ran him over, and then the writers or whatever, the creators of the American Horror Story, they're like, you know what, fuck him. We're just gonna kill him. And I'm just like, damn, okay. And then when Constance sees like Michael got ran over, I'm sure she was having a flashback like, oh, it's happening again. I thought she was gonna be crying and be like, no, not again. No, like, she's gonna be so. She was sad and she was crying, and she's holding Michael in her arms, and this is what I was so weird. I was like, fuck. is she gonna try to carry him to the house where so he could like stay alive? I was like, oh, that's gonna fuck things up. I was like, no, 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 no. But I thought she was gonna do it, and I was hoping that she wouldn't. So there he is, like Michael's like crying in her arms, dying. He's like, take me to the house so I can be with you forever. Whatever. I felt so sad for him. This episode, I was just like, poor guy. Like it sucks. I just felt like he was in so much struggle. But you know what? Maybe they did him a favor. Maybe it was better to just end his life so he wouldn't suffer anymore. And plus, he would have brought maybe there was no helping him. Maybe he would have caused the apocalypse either way. And then when Constance just like they're thinking about it, taking him to the house so he can stay alive. But then she's like, "Go to hell." I'm like, just like, damn, poor guy. Like, he was so unloved. I mean, I'm sure he was loved by his grandma, but he had a hard life. I mean, he had a mom, the Satanist mom, who was just supporting of him or whatever, and then she lost her. She got killed, and he was just out there lost in the world. Like nowhere to. He was just trying to see where he would fit in, where he belonged, and it just ended up getting fucked up. You just can't help but to feel sorry for him. I felt sorry for the character, but it's like, oh well. So it was cool that Constance didn't do it. So I was just like, oh well, that's it. He's dead. So I felt sorry for him. I thought like there was gonna be a hope that they would turn him good, but they didn't. They just killed him off. So I was just like, okay, why have episodes of where they're gonna make you feel sorry for him, and yet you're just gonna like fuck him over, like you're just gonna kill him off, like damn, I don't give a fuck, and that's it. Like there's no, I don't know. I just felt like why do that and then just kill him, because it made me think like maybe there's hope, maybe they're gonna help him, but apparently it didn't happen. I think maybe there was no other way for him to be good. I think he was just gonna be evil, and that's it. He was gonna bring forth the apocalypse either way. So they just killed him off. So and now we go back to where Mallory's now, she went back to in the past, and now she's living that time where she meets Cordelia for the first time, second time, and Cordelia's welcoming her to the school. And so yes, I guess that's that timeline. She saved the world because now that Michael was dead, everything that happened from there, from on out to the apocalypse, never happened. So that means Constance never really. Maybe she did, but I don't know. They didn't show that part. But maybe she never really went to the murder house to kill herself to take those pills. Maybe she just continued on with her life, and that's it. We don't know. I mean, that's how I'm taking it because apparently because now all everything that we watched, all those episodes never really happened. Everybody who died and everybody who came back to life, it never happened. Now we're in this timeline where everything left off to where, like, I guess you could say after season 3, and Michael's now dead. Now the son of Satan is no more. He's no apocalypse is coming. So yeah, so she meets Cordelia. She's now in the school of the coven, and now you see that Zoe's alive. She's teaching the new generation of witches, which is cool. I'm glad because in the last video I was upset of how they killed her, how she was killed off, and Queenie. I wanted them to die fighting to the end, but she just got shot in the Zoe just got shot in the forehead, and then that's it. And then Queenie like tried to like kill the robot chick, but then the robot Satan mom shoots Queenie, and that's it for her. So I was like, damn, they brought Queenie back from the Hotel Cortez, the Cortez Hotel, and they killed her. So I'm just like, damn, that sucks. And then Cordelia tried to bring them back to life, but it didn't work because Madison tells them that Michael has this power where he can make your soul disappear, like non-existent, like if it never existed. So you can't bring people back from the dead. So I was just like, damn, I was upset. But now seeing that Zoe's still alive, I was like, okay, cool. Okay, that's a plus. Oh, but then this is the thing. So that means Myrtle Snow was never brought back to life because, yeah, because there was no need. Cordelia didn't have to because all that stuff never happened. So Myrtle Snow was still honored. Like, um, she was never brought back, but she was talked about. And she's like, oh, Myrtle Snow, she was a very wise witch, Cordelia was telling Mallory. She's like, you would have loved her. I wish you would have met her. And Mallory's like, I'm sure she would. I'm sure she would have been a wonderful witch because she got the chance to meet her. So I'm just like, oh, okay. But at the same time, cool. We got a episode where they needed to bring Myrtle Snow to life and Queenie and Madison. Um, but now, since they already did what they had to do, now we're in this normal timeline where everything's like back to normal. And then I'm glad to see this that Queenie's still alive. This is like before she went to the Hotel Cortez, and she was already saying like, "Oh, I got tickets to go to the Price is Right and everything, and I'm gonna stay at this hotel." And Mary's like, "No, no, no, don't no. There's a lot of traffic downtown, and then by the time you get there, it's gonna take you an hour." Like, no, fuck that. And she's like, "No, you're right. Then I'll go someplace else." Queenie. So I was like, okay, Mallory did that part where she saves Queenie from a horrible, horrible death that she's gonna experience in that hotel, which, which is like a cool save for the character. So yeah, blah blah blah. And by the way, that sucks. Even though Madison, after she was, brought back from hell, she became a better person. But since none of that happened, and now they're in this other timeline where things are back to normal, and Michael's dead, and no apocalypse is coming, that means Madison is still in hell. And I think Mallory did say that, I was gonna go save her, but she could like, stay there a little bit longer. She did say like, no, I was gonna say this. Madison is still in hell. So does that mean if they go rescue her, will she change to a better person? I hope so, cause I was beginning to like her. I was liking the new Madison. She was not a bitch anymore. I don't like bitches, but she was becoming a badass bitch. So it just sucks that she's still in hell, but she will get rescued, and I hope she becomes a better person. Oh, this is another thing. I was hoping that in the final battle between Cordelia and her friends against Michael, I was hoping that Misty Day would also jump in as a big surprise to help her fellow witches out. Like, I got my powers back, now I'm gonna help you guys, but that didn't happen. So I was just like, so in the part where we're in this new timeline, I got a little worried. I was like, shit. So that means Queenie is still at the Cortez Hotel. Madison is still in hell. Um, Misty Day is still in hell. So they're all they're not rescued. But Queenie was still there, so I was like, okay, that's a cool thing. So I was like, okay. But then when we see our familiar witch come back from Papa Legma, what's her name? Hi bitches.
Because I killed the spawner.
What?
Because I. Hi, bitches.
I love her. Nan, right? That's her name. Nan. When she comes back from Papa Ligma's hell, she was bringing back an old friend.
Because I killed.
And Mallory says that because since I killed the son of Satan, now all the demons, from hell wanted to, do favors for me. So I asked them to bring back Misty Day. So I was like, okay, cool. They brought back Misty Day. Thank God. Okay, I was like, because that's not fair. She's suffering still in hell, but I'm glad to see that. So, and I thought Nan was gonna come back, but she's like, no, I'm going back with Papa Ligma. He lets me play and do whatever I want. So I was like, it just sucks that Misty Day didn't have that much screen time. I wish they could have given her more screen time in this season, but it didn't happen. Oh, I love Nan. I'm glad she came back to reprise her role too, that actress. I think she's terrific and beautiful. I wonder what she's doing. I need to do. I wonder how that actress is doing. I wonder what else she's doing besides American Horror Story. She's so beautiful. I like her. I think she's adorable. I would like to meet her in a Comic Con. I'll be like, girl, you were my favorite in the Coven. I think you're a terrific actress. You're just amazing. So yeah, Misty Day meets Mallory and everything. She's like honored to meet her. So blah blah blah, whatever, blah blah blah. And then it takes place to where we meet these other two kids that came out in the very beginning of the season, where I was just like, I don't give a fuck. They meet, and they were meant to get married, have kid, so whatever. But then, okay, where's the? In this part, I was like, okay, where's it going with this part? Why is it showing these two characters? Are they gonna do something stupid? And then, yeah, apparently, they get together, they have a child, and I was already thinking like, Jesus, don't tell me that because who said? I remember one character said in this season, the devil will try somehow or some way. He will never give up. He still will try other ways to take over the world or destroy it. And I thought, shoot. So that means these couple had a baby, and now it is like the second son of Satan. So I was just like, shit. How many sons? I wonder now. It makes me wonder how many sons does Satan have? Um, but yeah, and then you know what? It's true because I think this whole season, I feel like, yeah, it's all connected, this whole series. But American Horror Story, I think they always involve the devil. That he's always trying to figure out a way how to cross into our world. Because, he tried to in Asylum when he possessed the nun, Sister Mary, whatever. And then I'm not sure. I haven't seen Cult yet. Whatever. I think he also was mentioned in Roanoke. Um, but yeah. But yeah. Okay. So it ends up there where the baby is now the new son of Satan. So I'm just like, whatever. Now that whole part, I wish they could have just ended to where Cordelia and the others are all happy now and they're gonna get Madison or whatever. Oh, you know what sucks too? What sucks is that uh, Mary Laveau is still in hell. So apparently they didn't go back for her to switch the other voodoo witch with her to take her place. So it just seems like she's still in hell suffering. So that sucks. But oh well, that's what happened. And so, anyways, back to this. I felt like the whole ending with those couples and everything meeting and now have another child was, to me, it's just another waste of time. I felt like it was stupid. I wish they could have just ended where, yeah, Cordelia and the others are all happy, the other witches or whatever. But no, they had to put that like, oh no, and then the Satanists come to the house and they're like, oh, we've been waiting for this day, and it sucks that Satan mom, that Kathy Bates is still alive. So they're just like, damn it. So fuck. So yeah, it happened. Was I okay with it? Yeah, I loved it because there was like some cool moments. There was like a little bit of a fight, but some excitement, whatever. I did like it. I did like the story. I did appreciate what they tried to do and everything. And yeah, I liked it. So yeah, uh, American Horror Story Apocalypse was a fun season to watch, and mostly because of my couple of witches. I liked how they were able to cross paths. They made it work and everything. I thought the actor who played Michael, the son of Satan, did a terrific job. I think he's a very talented actress. I loved how he portrayed the character. He's very handsome. I love his blue eyes. Shoot, very handsome. But I think he did a good job. Very good job to him. Um, yeah, just a cool story. I just felt like, yeah, the beginning of the episodes were just a waste of episodes. They could have done something different, but whatever. I think all the characters were terrific. I'm glad everything ended well, sort of. I'm just gonna pretend that whole thing never happened. The ending with that. Just one thing though, before I end this video, wrote down a note, like I said. Okay, they never explain who was the leather man, the leather costume man that came out in the beginning of the episodes, the one that fucked Evan Peters playing that gay character. So I was just like, who was it? A long time ago, I had a theory that, oh, is it Tate, who Evan Peters was also playing? So did Evan Peters fucked himself, which would have been funny, but no. But then they never mentioned who it was, unless I missed something. Unless you guys tell me, was it really Michael after all? They never got back to it. They never showed Leatherface ever again. So maybe it was Michael, because I remember in one of the when they go back to the murder house and everybody's telling their story, there was a part where the Michael was wearing the leather costume. So does that mean that was that the hint that oh it was him the whole time? So did he lie to the gay guy that Evan Peters was playing the character he was playing? Did he lie to that character saying like I wouldn't fuck you if you were the last guy or whatever? You're so telling him all this shit, making him feel like shit. Was it then? Did he really fuck him? You know, like that was dumb. I don't know. I thought that was a dumb moment then. Um, but whatever. Um, the death of the voodoo witch. Yeah, Marie Laveau. I mean, okay, yeah, because okay, she died that witch when she took the bite out of that poison apple that lady, Madam Miss, what's her name? That Sarah Paulson was also playing. The lady was all in purple when she killed the people in the room with the poison apples. That voodoo witch was Diana was already dead. So it's just like, wouldn't that already fulfill, Papa Legma's promise now that she's dead, and that way Marie Laveau wouldn't have to kill her? But apparently they brought her back, and then Marie Laveau killed her. I thought like, unless she didn't go to hell when that voodoo witch died, and that's why they had to bring her back, so that way Marie Laveau had to be the one to kill her. So I just like, that kind of like, I got a little distracted there. And then this part right here. When Michael got ran over by Mallory with the car, I thought, didn't he have the power to regenerate? He did when Madison shot him like so many times and he was like bleeding to death, but apparently he got all his blood back. I was like, wouldn't he be able to generate? But then I thought, okay, since she ran him over like three times, two times? No, three times. I guess he can't anymore? It got to the point where he really got fucked up where that's it, he's dying. He can't regenerate after after that. So just like, oh well. I thought like those were my notes that I have for now. But yeah, American Horror Story Apocalypse was okay. Not my favorite. Season three still my favorite. I still like this one because it brought a lot of characters from season one and season two, I mean season three together. It was a cool story. I liked it. Some parts it was not perfect. Like the way I love season three so much, I thought that story was way still way more better than Apocalypse because Apocalypse just still had its flaws, just from the beginning to the end. But then the middle part was pretty good. But yeah, this final episode was fun. I wish they could have done more. Like I said, I wish there would have been more of a fight because like I said, they had that little they have that they could do a really cool action fight. They really could. I wish we could have seen a little bit more of a badass fight, but it didn't happen because I guess the show is like, no, we're not into that. This isn't like a Marvel or like um, what's that other show called? The Walking Dead. But another show, the Borderlands or something, that AMC original series. But yeah, it's not like those action shows. It is what it is. But yeah, it was cool. What are your thoughts about it? Did you like some of the stuff that I talked about? Were there something that you also had questions about where you're like, I don't know about the Leatherman or some of that stuff? Um, Share your comments below. And yeah, just jump right into the conversation. It was alright. It was alright. But yeah, thank you so much, guys, for watching this long ass video of me talking about it. As you can see, I'm a big fan about the show. I'm not sure what the next season is going to be about. They haven't said anything about it. Usually they do towards the end of every season of American Horror Story, but they haven't said anything yet. So who knows what the next season is going to be about? Is it coming to an end? I don't know. I think they did it. I think they saved themselves for doing a season like this involving season three and season one crossing over in this one. So I think they saved their butts doing a season like this on this one. But yeah, who knows? I'm not sure. If it catches my attention, I'll watch it, but I most likely won't. It really has to catch my attention to make me want to watch it. But we'll have to wait and see what their idea will be for the next season. But yeah, good job to these people that created this season. I think they did good. And but yeah, thank you guys so much once again. And feel free to share your comments. Be sure to. And yeah, I'll see you all next time. I will be talking about in the next video The Haunting on Hill House and The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. So yeah, I'll see y'all next time. Take care of each other and have a good week. And be warm out there. Bye bye.